Pleasantries of incredible mulla Nasridin. Reading, continued readings. Fire. Mulla Nasridin was welcomed by an unctuous innkeeper who professed himself delighted to have such a distinguished guest. Anything you want, call for it, he said. During the night, the mullah was thirsty. He called out for water, but nobody stirred. His throat was parched, and he felt as though there was a fire in his mouth. Fire, fire, he cried. The whole caravanserai awakened, and presently the host was on his side with a pitcher of water. Where is the fire? Nasrudin pointed to his mouth. Here, he said. You like that one? Well, instinct, Nasrudin. There are some things, said Nasrudin, that you positively know inwardly must be untrue. Can I have an example? Asked someone who was always looking for evidence of the supernormal. Certainly, for instance, the other day when I was walking along, I overheard a rumor that I was dead. You like that one? Rumors of my death are greatly exaggerated. Who said that? My death. It was Mark Twain, I think, said that. Rumors of my death are greatly exaggerated. Question contains its answer. Tell me the truth, said Tamerlane to Nasrudin as they sat in the steam room of a Turkish bath. I always do, Majesty, said the mullah. What am I worth? 5 gold pieces. The king looked annoyed. This belt which secures my bathing trunks is worth just that. You are without value, said Mullah, and when you talk about worth, I am forced to answer in terms of the question. If you are talking about money, I give you the exterior value of that belt. If you are talking about inner worth, it cannot be answered in words. Nose bags and donkeys. Here is Nasrudin, said someone in the tea house during a philosophical discussion. Let's ask him a difficult question. But all he knows about is donkeys, said another. There is philosophy in donkeys, said the mullah, hearing the word as he entered. All right, Nasrudin, said the baker, answer us this one. What came first, donkeys or nose bags? Simple, nose bags, said the mullah without hesitation. But that is ridiculous. Prove it. Well, a donkey can recognize a nose bag, but a nose bag can't recognize a donkey. I presume that you have the assurance of a nose bag, said Nasrudin, that it cannot recognize a donkey. That's philosophical, I guess. Mullah's dream. One night the mullah woke his wife in a great hurry and said, Run quickly, bring my glasses. I am having a wonderful dream, and more has been promised me by someone whom I have seen. I must have my glasses for this.
That is funny, because
how come he needs his glasses for a dream?
Yeah, sometimes you know, when I started to have problems with my eyes and I didn't have 20/20 vision anymore,
Yeah,
I used to see the streams going to all the books open in front of me and I started reading, but I was not able to read well because I
that's
couldn't see well. And I
that's
was
strange,
thinking
dear.
I said to myself, maybe I should sleep with my glasses on.
Dear, you were this mullah
So
then.
I very much thought like him.
That's strange. How could you not see in your dreams?
Yeah, reading because the problem I knew I have the problem with my eyes
Oh,
and I
then
couldn't
you're
read.
dreaming of an eye
Yeah,
problem in a way.
so I was trying to read the letters I couldn't read them without the glasses.
Hmm. The king spoke to me. Nasrudin returned to the village from the imperial capital, and the citizens gathered around him to hear what he had to say. I shall be brief, said Nasrudin, and confide my remarks on this occasion simply to the statement that my grandest moment was when the king spoke to me. Overcome with wonder and staggered by the reflected glory, most of the people fell back and went on their way to discuss this wonderful happening. The least sophisticated peasant of all hung back and asked, "What did His Majesty say?" I was standing outside the palace when he came out, and he said to me quite clearly, "For anyone to hear, get out of my way." Simple and was satisfied he had now with his own ears heard words which had actually been used by the king.
Hmm. I didn't listen to that.
I shall briefly confine this meeting simply to the statement that my greatest moment was when the king spoke to me. What did he say? He said, "Get out of my way." Nobody really knows. Suddenly, realizing that he did not know who he was, Mullah Nasrudin rushed into the street, looking for someone who might recognize him. The crowds were thick, but he was in a strange town and he found no familiar face. Suddenly, he found himself in a carpenter's shop. "What can I do for you?" asked the craftsman, stepping forward. Nasrudin said, would like something, perhaps you'd like something made from wood." "First things first," said the miller. "Now, did you see me come into your shop?" "Yes, I did." "Good. Now, have you ever seen me in your life before?" "Never in my life." "Then how do you know it is me?" Jeez, oh Pete, dear. Goodness. They asked if they'd ever seen him. "Did you see me come into your shop?" "Yes." "Have you ever seen me before?" "Then how do you know it is me?" Goodness. Hmm. They say truth. Nasrudin, what is truth? The disciple asked Nasrudin. Nasrudin says, "Something which I have never at any time spoken, nor shall I find." Seems he's never found the truth.
He
Something
never
which I
spoke it
have
also.
never at any time spoken, nor shall I. What's that mean?
I mean, he never says it and never, nobody does either.
He never finds the truth. last year's nest. What are you doing in that tree, Mulla? Hmm, hmm. Looking for eggs. Well, if you were a bird and wanted a safe place to lay, would you build a new nest with everyone watching? You get that last year's nest. What are you doing in that tree, Mulla? Looking for eggs. But those are last year's nests. Well, if you were a bird and wanted a safe place to lay, would you build a new nest with everyone watching? Weird. That is so weird.
He's looking for eggs.
How does he find them? The birds? Hmm.
That's they usually build new nests. Oh, or sometimes they have the old ones and they go to the old ones.
I don't know the answer to that. Uh-huh. Hmm. Hmm.
But for him, it's like when somebody's watching, he builds something, so everybody knows he built it, so they can get what it's
Heads
in the
and
nest.
heels. Nasrudin, when you die, how would you like to be buried? Hmm. Up, head downwards. Head downwards, he said. Hmm. If people claim we are the right way up in this world, if head downward, if as people believe we are right way up in this world, I want to try being upside down in the next. I want to be upside down in the next. He wants to be upside down in the next world. Hmm. That makes sense. Hmm. Just in case, Nasrudin was walking along the street, enveloped in a dark blue morning robe. Someone stopped him and asked, "What are you dressed like? Why are you dressed like that, Mullah? Has someone died?" "Almost certainly," said Nasrudin. "It could have happened, you know, without my having been informed of it." Hmm. Yeah, that's true. Old graves for new. "When I die," said Nasrudin, "have me buried in an old grave." "Why?" asked his relatives. "Because when Munkar and Nunkar, recording angels of good and bad actions, come, I will be able to wave them on, saying that this grave has been counted and entered for punishment already." Nasruddin's will. "The law prescribes that my dependents must receive certain fixed proportions of my possessions and money. I have nothing. Let this be divided in accordance with the arithmetic formula of the law. That which is left over is to be given to the poor." Incomplete, Nasruddin supervised the building of his own tomb. At last, after one shortcoming after another had been righted, the mason came for his money. "It is not right yet, builder. Whatever more can be done with it, we still have to supply the body." Nasruddin's tomb.
I guess everything, uh, everything strange somebody does, they attribute it to this reason.
You can't read the last one. The end of Nasruddin.